Great catching up with my next guest. Chandler Cole is going to be on Dana White's Contender Series August 29th. It is right around the corner. Chandler, how are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm excited to talk to you as always. I know I always make jokes and stuff on Facebook, and like, dude, I can't wait to talk to you. But I'm serious when I say that, so I'm pumped.
Well, hey, I'm pumped too, man. What an opportunity this is on Contender Series. You've had a long road to get here, man. The Ultimate Fighter, PFL, you fought everywhere in the regional scene, and now you get this opportunity. Just tell me how excited you were to get this call, because it was kind of inevitable that you were going to get an opportunity like this.
I'm excited, man. Just grateful. I've a lot of people have told me, they're surprised that I'm still fighting and stuff. They're like, man, uh, you just seem like no matter like how many times you fall, like you always get back up. So uh, I just remind people that I'm the author to my book, so I got the pen and it's just gonna keep writing. So this is the first time I fought on PFL, CFC, LFA, and this is the first time I've had a full camp for one of these big fights, and
That's right.
I'm excited, man. I'm super excited. I've had a lot of time to get ready, a lot of time to really sharpen some skills. I've had a very healthy camp. Just everything's working out for me, so I'm excited. A lot of confidence is going into the cage on the 29th.
I bet, man. Nice circumstances for once. I remember I was talking before the PFL fight. It was like a week's notice or a couple days notice. And so this is nice that you get plenty of notice for this fight. Now, your opponent, Thomas Petersen, did you know much about him, or is he one of those guys you had to look up? How familiar were you with him before taking this fight?
I know who he was. He's always been one of those guys that I figured would be in the UFC, and like we were kind of coming up like the same time frame. Uh, but no, he's good, and I've definitely done my homework on this one and kind of just to see what I needed to do because he has a real heavy pressure as well. He's very durable. He's going to move forward, and he's going to move forward in order to grab me. One thing that no one has got to see is my takedown defense, and my stand up's looking pretty sharp. So I'm not going to go into my game plan, but you know, we have we've picked up tendencies and stuff that he has, and we just think to ourselves, if we were on the biggest stage that we're gonna fight on, what are some things that I would clean up? What are some things that are probably just inevitable, like not gonna change? And we've kind of just went off that. And like I said, man, this training camp's been incredible. The support I've had has been incredible. Uh, Life has been incredible. So good vibes going into this fight, and I'm just excited.
Yeah, we're all excited, man. It's going to be a fun fight. You have 13 fights. He's got 8, which doesn't seem like a big experience gap, but I mentioned it there. You fought some of the who's who leading into this fight. How much will you be kind of leaning on your experience here? Because we hear about jitters and stuff. I mean, you fought on some pretty big stages already.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna. That's one thing that I've really keep telling myself. It's like, Shannon, you've been here. A lot of these people that's fighting on the Dana White Contender Series, they get into the apex and their eyes get real big. They don't understand what that feels like. But I've fought there. I've been
Yeah.
there before. This is my second rodeo, so uh, this is just another step in the journey. This is just uh, you know, another experience that I'm gonna have to experience to get to where I want to be. So I'm excited. I think I match up well against Thomas, and this couldn't have been perfect. This honestly could not have been more perfect for my opportunity to getting into the UFC. And I also another thing, I absolutely cannot stand LFA. So the fact that he was their champion, I made a joke that I'm gonna take the artificial title and I'm gonna punt it across the apex. So in my way
Okay.
to get my
What do you
UFC
have? What
contract.
for those who might not know, what's the issue with LFA?
So, they've offered me fights before, but I just stopped taking fights on short notice. I don't want to be that fighter. I don't want to be that fighter that, if it's UFC, that's one thing. But when you're literally just, getting calls left and right to fight, hey, man, you want to fight, weeks notice, 2 weeks notice, like that's how you torture your career and that's how you torture your record and stuff. And I'm not that guy. I may look, like the guy that doesn't take his career serious, but I take it very serious. And I just feel like, every time they've always called me, it's been last minute. It's like, hey, why don't y'all just put me on a card? Why don't y'all just like, give me a fight camp? I'm tired of y'all calling me last minute. That was the first loss I ever had was on LFA, and they called me on 2 weeks notice. I took the fight, and I have nothing against them for that. I have no type of animosity or anything. But where I do get mad is, when it's no secret how the internet felt about mine and Jordan Heiderman's fight. They were very vocal on how they felt about it, and I feel like LFA kind of got a little butthurt because that's their boy, and so 5 years later, so I when me and Boom Gordon fought and he beat me, like when I was a 23, 22-year-old kid, like I could have used that video. I could have used that, but they kept it. They didn't release it or nothing. 5 years later, I'm on the Ultimate Fighter. I have a good showing, and then they release it on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. They release it on all platforms, and the title read, "Boom Gordon beats down," or "Boom Gordon beats down the Hammer." They don't even use my name. They just say the Hammer. Like, so that's, to me, it's like, yeah, he did win and he did beat me down. I mean, it was a really good win for him. But at the same time, it's like, guys, like I'm in a really good moment in my career, and that's how you're gonna get clout off me. Like, you're gonna get exposure through that. You're gonna get exposure through like dragging my name, and it's like, after I seen that, I said, "Yo, I hope they never call me again." Like, there's ways into the UFC. Like, you don't have to fight for LFA. There's CFFC. And I'm already knocking on the door. So for them to have offered me one fight, short notice, I took it. I lost. Never offering me a fight on time ever again. And then for them to make that post right after my fight, kind of clowning me. I seen that it had like 400,000 views. It's like, nah. Yeah, it just rubbed me the wrong way. So,
Okay.
yeah, for them, it's just, they, we could have had a good relationship. I'd have fought for LFA. I think that they put on a great production, but my loyalty is tight, man. Like, when I'm good for somebody, I'm good for them. And just that's not something that you would say or do for someone that you want to do business with. So, uh, I guess they're just mad that I'm not taking short notice fights because I see the value in my career. I see the value in myself, and they just thought it would be cute to use my name as like a little laughing joke, and I just didn't find it funny at all. I didn't find that funny like one bit.
Okay. Yeah, totally understandable, and definitely clears some things up from your initial comments. So that definitely makes sense. You're at the gym right now. Tell me a bit about camp. Who have you had a chance to work with? Who's helping you get ready for this fight as far as bodies in the gym?
So I was actually going to travel, and I was gonna go down to Florida and train, and all this other stuff, and uh, I messaged a guy who's a legend in the sport. Actually, he reached out to me first and was talking to me on Instagram, and he just gave me some good advice. He said, "Man," he said, "right now you're just getting ready for the Dana White Contender Series." He's like, "If you go to these other gyms, bro," he's like, "they got fighters getting ready for like world title fights. They got fighters getting ready for like UFC fights. Like, you'll probably, where you're not one of the regular ones, you'll probably get lost and won't get as much work done on you." And I just started to like think about that, and I was like, you know what, like, I know how to fight. I just have to be ready. I
Hmm.
know the game plans are the same. It's the mentality. I was watching Max Holloway talk about, like, when you get to from like 15 to 10, 10 to 5, 5 to 1, and then the champion, it's all just a mentality thing. All of us know how to fight. We're all world class fighters. It's just like the mentality. Who's going to come in there knowing that they're the better fighter, and who's going to, execute the game plan, who came prepared. And I think that as far as all that goes, I have all that. I've prepared myself. This is the first time I've ever worked with a nutritionist. Uh, so things are going very well for me, and I'm excited to showcase all my skills. I stayed local. I just worked super hard with my coach. We've done more things than what we usually do. I've changed, my lifestyle, the way that what I put in my body, stuff like that. So, uh, dude, I couldn't be more confident right now in my
I can
skills.
tell.
Just knowing how, I'm about to. I actually had forgot about the interview at first, and I was getting ready to go run, and then I was like, oh god, I got an interview today, so I didn't go run yet. But I'll run and do a circuit, and then later on today I have a jujitsu practice, and like a lot of it's basically based upon like what I need worked on. So when it comes to getting the attention and stuff, man, I'm getting a lot of it, and I'm really enjoying the way that everything is played out this camp.
What gym in Florida were you going to train at? Because obviously there's American Top Team and Kill Cliff. I'm assuming it's one of those, unless it's like Fusion Excel. I'm assuming it's one of the bigger gyms.
So Kami was my wrestling coach on the Ultimate Fighter. He trains at Kill
That's right.
Cliff.
Oh,
I know
gotcha.
some
Okay.
people. I know some people out there. I was gonna go out there. Last year, I had Tony Gravely reach out to me about possibly coming out to American Top Team. I have American Top Team Sunrise that's in uh, Florida as well. It's near Kill Cliff. So probably I was looking at a lot of those, and I was actually looking at AKA, and just yeah, I talked to I'll go ahead and say his name. I talked to Todd Duffy, and he really just gave me some words of encouragement and just say, he's like, man, fly some people in if you can. Don't leave your coaches, bro. They've been with you since the beginning. They know your weaknesses. They know all that stuff. If you leave, you're going to get lost in the sauce, man, and you may get lost in practice, and people aren't going to be focusing on you. And then, and say you go out there, these big UFC fighters, and they're trashing you, and then you're losing confidence because you are training with a lot high level guys. But if all you know for 6 weeks is getting your ass kicked, then you're probably not going to feel good about that. So I just took his advice, man, and just been super positive. I've cut a lot of people out of my life just so I could stay the right mindset. And like I said, dude, I just the feeling is great right now. The feeling feels amazing.
And for about 5 minutes, I thought you were cutting me out of your life. Do you remember our whole fiasco a couple months ago on my live stream where someone pretended to be you? Yeah, I just remembered that right now. And I was like, man, Chandler, like what happened? But yeah, so someone impersonated you on my live stream and said that you were upset with me. And I was like, really? Like, I don't think I've ever said anything bad about you or anything. So anyways,
well,
glad that wasn't the case.
It blew my mind because I was in the chat and it was like after a fight. And it'd been the first time I ever, because, I do like production work, I do video work. So like, I've always wanted to know how to do live videos with my Shure mics because I have like 3 of them now. I have a studio at my house and I'm like wanting to do like fight companions and stuff like that. But yeah, dude, I seen my icon pop up and someone started commenting. I was like, yo, this is not me. And I was scared that someone hacked my profile. But someone had just made a new one. And yeah, they were like, I'm so mad at you because this, that. And I was like, what? No.
So it was some, I think if I remember correctly, it was that I had said something bad about your teammate and you're like, oh, I'll never trust you again. And I was like, really? Like, when did because I'm pretty careful about what I say. Like, even when I'm talking about fights, I try to be respectful,
Well, I don't have like a lot of teammates that you're interviewing, I'm from luckily I cross train over at Team Oxidine. They have some bulls in their gym, but back home, like a lot of our guys that's training is, up and comers, like they're like very, very, very green. So they're not yet interviewed right now. And that's what I was like, yo, I got to message him on Facebook real quick. Like I
felt
make
bad.
sure he knows this isn't me.
Yeah, no, I was so relieved when you messaged me because I was like, man, I don't think again, we've always had we've been doing interviews for I don't know how many years. It's been forever, but yeah, it's
man.
So thought I mentioned that for sure.
And you're man, you're good vibes too. I tell I get excited. Like there's all kinds of people who like reach out to me, do interviews and stuff, but it's like, some people just it's different when someone contacts you and they do it because they truly care about your career. And then someone contacts you because they're trying to get the news. And I can tell like you do care about like people's career. You love the story. It's like, you love what you do, man. And you're passionate about it. And I can relate because of how I am with my career. So, no, I always get excited. So when I see that, I was like, I got to message him. No, I can't, get rid of this for me. So,
we've cleared up chat gate at this point, so that's important.
He was getting catfished.
I was getting the wrong Chandler Cole. Back to your fight. Who will be making the trip with you to Vegas? Who will be cornering you?
Nick Jackson and Adam Mays. So those are my first coaches ever. They they corner me for all my fights. And it's crazy because I used to be fighting for a team called Team Fast. And when I started, man, like I was the young guy. Like everybody in there was older than me, beating the piss out of me. And I just kept coming back. Well, then over the years, our gym, it hasn't really broke up, but it's like, Nick, he has kids now. He's a pharmacist and he has his own gym at his house. Well, he favors more of like the jiu-jitsu, the catch wrestling, sambo, judo. He's a brown belt in judo, but he's been a brown belt for 11 years. So he should be a black belt. He's more of my jiu-jitsu, catch wrestling type coach. And he's to this day still one of the hardest people I've grappled. So it's like, he's very intelligent, very smart. And that's who helps me. So, and then Adam, he is down here at the gym. Actually, it's called WC3, super small gym, dude. Like, honestly, it's probably like, I don't even want to say a number. It's super tiny, super tiny. And, but, we come down here and he works on my striking a lot and just like MMA related things. We do a lot of wrestling down here, striking, a lot of drills and my cardio. Like this is where the team practice comes in. Nick is more like a one-on-one type deal. We work on like my jujitsu, my stuff from bottom, my stuff from top, catch wrestling, and dude, it goes hands in hand. So I'm bringing both of them back out. They were my coaches when I first started. I've stayed with them the whole time, and I told them like, guys, when y'all hear my music hits and we're walking into a stadium and y'all have UFC gear and it has my name on the back of it, like y'all are gonna get to say I'm UFC coaches and I'm gonna be the reason. So that's what I get to do for them. You know, they've never charged me a dime, never. Like they've never said, "Hey, I need money for coaching you." They've literally just done it because they've seen potential in me. They love like my passion and stuff for the sport. So yeah, this is my way of giving back, man. My coach got to go to Vegas for the first time a couple weeks ago for the training and stuff that we had to do for the show, like the promo videos, and just I'd been to the Apex. He hadn't. So like for him to go to the Apex for the first time, I was more excited for him than what I
Yeah.
was for me when I went, because I'm like, yeah, you know, he gets to do this because of me. Like I get, this is my way of giving back to them for all the years they've put into me. So it's all coming together. It's a great feeling.
Very rewarding. That's awesome, man. How's this fight playing out on August 29th? How do you see it going down?
Fireworks. It's a lot of fireworks. Real fast pace. And I guess we'll just see who can keep the pace the fastest, you know, for the longest. I think that he's going to come out and he's going to try to wrestle. I think that my wrestling defense is going to be a lot better than what he expects. But I also think his stand up is probably going to be better than what I'm expecting. You know, I seen him fight the Costa guy, or the Aldo or Waldo, whatever his name is. I seen
Yeah.
him fight him, and you know, and that guy's known for having good stand up, and he didn't look bad. But I think that his stand up looked a lot better than what it was because he didn't care to walk in the fire, and that's where he got tagged a lot. So as long as I stick and move, and I use my wrestling as well, keys to winning is don't be scared to wrestle. You're a wrestler too. He may be a national champion, but you've dedicated your life to this sport too. So don't be scared to wrestle, and don't stop moving. And that's just what I've been training for the whole thing. So won't go too much into my game plan, but
Yeah.
be a fast-paced fight for heavyweights. So
We're looking forward to it, man. It's coming up here pretty soon, August 29th, Dana White's Contender Series. Chandler, thank you so much for doing this, man. Pleasure's all mine. If there's anyone you'd like to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, as always, I'll give you the last word.
yeah, absolutely. I want to thank the Cluck Truck, uh, the Loading Dock in Norton, Virginia, Woodburger Grill in Norton, Virginia. Emily Thomas, she's a realtor. She's sponsored me this fight camp. Second Chance Appliances, and I know I'm forgetting someone. They'll shoot me later.
You put
And
them
then
all
I
on
just
your
want to
social
thank.
media, though, right? So they see on your social media, you're always putting your sponsor on it, right?
I'm actually about to drop a video thanking everybody so that too. But I love to give them as much exposure as possible. And then just a couple just people like individuals, just Jamal Potter, Roy Jesse, Paul Rowe, of course Jason House. He's one of the best in the business. Love that guy. He's really been a blessing to me in my career since I've signed with him. And then of course my coaches Adam and Nick. So without those guys, I'm sure I'm missing someone. I'm sure they'll let me know. But super thankful for those guys, and they've made this camp so easy. Like they've really made life easy for me. So I owe it to them. I owe it to my fans. I owe it to people that's believed in me, bought merchandise, and just thrilled about the experience and everything going on right now.